Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Lanatui, and we're going to be doing another live today, this time featuring Inteleon. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Inteleon is by far like the worst starter this gen, both design-wise and competitively, and I would actually have to agree. Design-wise, this thing kind of looks like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's cooler in-game than it is, like, just looking at a picture of it, like looking at a still image, it looks really lame, but then in game it actually looks pretty cool. I like the way he's like a little gunslinger. But I could definitely see how he's the worst starter competitively. Maybe a little bit better than Rillaboom right now, but as soon as that thing gets Grassy Surge, that's going to be way better. But I don't think this thing is useless at all. It's very fast and it hits very hard. As you can see, base 120 speed, base 125 special attack. Obviously, being mono water and not really having the best ability holds it back a little bit, but I think there is definitely a place for it in the metagame right now. We're running specs with Hydro Pump, Surf, Ice Beam, U-Turn. Like I said, its move pool is really not all that great. Like, I really don't. This is pretty much the best set, I think, to run on it. And what's the main thing that walls this thing? There are two main things that wall the thing. It's going to be Toxapex, it's going to be Ferrothorn. Toxapex, we have Dugtrio for, so Intelleon can U-turn out versus Toxapex and go right out into Dugtrio. And Dugtrio will hopefully be able to trap it and kill it, though that's becoming a little bit more difficult because people tend to, when you're trapped by Dougie, you can just you can Dynamax your Toxapex, take like 40 from the Earthquake, and then just knock it out with max Rainfall or whatever the hell it is. But either way, hopefully that doesn't end up happening to us. Then we have Life Orb, SD, 3 attacks, Bisharp. I was going to run Grimmsnarl again, but I've used Grimmsnarl in like every team that I built. So I decided why not try mixing it up with something like Bisharp. You know, good old Bisharp. We're running Threat Chop over Knockoff because Knockoff is not available to Bisharp this gen. I believe it will become available when Pokemon Home hits, but until then, we're pretty much stuck with Threat Chop as the strongest attack. You can run Night Slash too if you want to, but Threat Chop hits a little bit harder. And maybe we can do some cool things if we face a Toxtricity City or something. Then just standard bulky Ferrothorn. Then we have heavy duty boots Charizard, which is meant to be our what's it called? Our Dynamax Mon. In fact, I should be the Dynamax version of Charizard. There we go. Actually, yeah, I gotta fix that now. Hold up. Apologies, we might not get a G-Max form for the first one, but you know, hopefully it's not too big of a deal. There we go, and then just run it like this. And then we got Scarf Gardevoir. I think Gardevoir is actually pretty underrated right now. With so few Steel types in the tier, it's really nice to be able to just spam Moonblast. Plus, it can trick its counters, like Corviknight comes in, you can trick it. Something like Bulky Clef comes in, you can trick it. Anything along those lines. Ferrothorn too. Can just trick it. You could run Mystical Fire over something like Healing Wish, which I might actually do in a little bit, but Healing Wish is also nice because obviously you're Scarf, you're more than likely going to go first, and you can Healing Wish back up something that had taken some damage previously. Either way, my opponent has a pretty cool team. Grimmsnarl, Trill, his own Charizard, Senate Scorch, Rillabooms. Definitely some things that you don't see as often right now. I like it. Either way, I think I'm going to lead with my own Inteleon as he ends up leading Rillaboom. I'm hoping this is not Scarf. I'm going to U-turn, as ideally he does not click something like Woodhammer. I don't think he would because I have both Ferrothorn and Charizard, as he reveals to not be Scarf. And we're going to go right out into Ferrothorn. Let's see what he decides to go for. He's going to go for Drum Beating. Not a big deal at all. I will attempt to... I kind of want to pull a double expecting Charizard. So I think I will. He might U-turn, but he actually goes right out into Senate Scorch, and that's great, because he actually does not have a good switch into Specs Hydro Pump. The only thing I have to debate here is whether or not I want to click Hydro Pump or Surf, but I'm a man, so we're clicking Pump, and Senate Scorch is going to drop Inteleon, doing things already. Love it. I've also noticed there's a lot less offensive water types so far in this gen. I don't know why he went this. I mean, I guess he can Gigantamax, but either way, I'm going to get some good damage off onto him because he doesn't set up the stun immediately. And oh my god, it killed through the Dynamax. Inteleon already putting in a ton of work, and he forfeits. Let's go. I'll be honest, I don't know what happens when I click record, because when I'm just testing with these teams, they do nothing. I actually had to change up this team a couple times because he was doing absolutely horrible. Then I click record and suddenly Inteleon becoming an MVP. And this is another game. Inteleon can potentially shine. Gyarados is always a problem. But hopefully we will find a way to deal with it. I don't want to lead Inteleon this time because he does have the Rotom. I think I'm going to lead Ferrothorn as he ends up leading with his Aegislash. I'm going to go for a Leech Seed here. He might have CC, as he does. But we are going to take that relatively well. And we will be able to get up our Seeds. I'm then going to click Protect as he goes Drill. I will click Power Whip to break the balloon, which is great. And I think I can go Charizard here. I can afford to. I outspeed him. This should be Gigantamax now, right? Yeah, it should be. It just doesn't say it here. I'm actually going to pop my Max Flare. Like, you're going to go him to get the stand, but I'm going to be able to do this, and then I'll be able to hit him with the Max Knuckle, which hopefully will be able to knock him out. As he ends up being Chople, which is really unfortunate because we're going to go down to this hit more than likely, as he actually ends up going for that. Okay. So I can click Max, actually. I'm going to opt not to go for the Max Airstream because I don't want to give his Ditto some health. So I'm going to click Max Flare again. It'll pick me up a kill. He has no way to set up the Sun now, which is fantastic. He's going to copy me, obviously, but we can attempt. Hurricane's 50% accurate, huh? Either way, I don't have a switch into this, so I will attempt to click Hurricane. We dodge his, and we land ours, so we're going to be able to knock him out. That's incredible. That's hilarious. We actually could. We're not going to sweep his team, more than likely, but we will be getting off a ton of damage onto a few different things. Like, he goes Rotom, I'm clicking Solar Beam. Drill, I'll probably click Solar Beam as well. It should be able to knock him out from there. That is fantastic. We're also setting up pretty nicely for a Bisharp sweep, if we end up doing so. Obviously, we can Throat Chop the Aegislash. He's actually going to forfeit. So, that was another great game. Adding Charizard to this team was clearly a pretty good addition. Oddly enough, Charizard is actually not terrible in this metagame. Even like regular Charizard. Heavy Duty Boots, obviously, you're immune to Stealth Rock, which was a really big thing holding it back. Even its Mega Forms, which are really strong, hazards were the best way to deal with it. And then most of the tier is relatively slow. Like if that's Banded Darm, we outspeed it. We outspeed Rotom, obviously. Ferrothorn. Toxtricity, we're going to be able to outspeed. Obviously, if he's Scarfed Arm, which is relatively common, we'll have a problem. And Dragapult obviously outspeeds me. But other than that, he does pretty well. Dugtrio's only purpose is going to be to attempt to trap the Toxtricity. I don't know if he'll actually be able to. But I kind of want to lead with... Honestly, I kind of want to lead with Charizard and just pop my Dynamax, my Gigantamax form, and I think I will. If he decides to stay in, he's not going to take this hit very well if he takes it at all. So I'll click Max Overgrowth. Ideally, he does stay in. He doesn't have great switch-ins to it, so he might just stay in anyway. Like, he can go his own Ditto if he wants to, but that's also dangerous in and of itself. But either way, we'll see what he goes for here. He does end up going his own Ditto. I do not mind getting the damage off onto this. I'm then going to proceed to Max Airstream. He can't knock me out with anything, and if he chooses to Gigantamax or Dynamax himself, he won't be able to knock me out, and I'll be able to boost my speed. Though obviously he can as well. I forget, does this... What's like the signature move on Charizard for Gigantamax? I honestly have not looked into this at all. I'm going to look it up right now. Not going to get that. That's my Glitch City playlist. How to use Charizard Gigantamax. Gigantamax move, I should say. Can't find it currently, but either way, he decides to Dynamax himself, which I'm fine with because I will be able to knock him out, whereas he cannot knock me out. And he actually just stacks it. Not while he lives, I guess, but... Ideally, I win this speed tie. I'd love to keep Charizard around for a little bit. And he actually switches into Ferrothorn for some reason and dodges, unfortunately. That sucks, because this is one of the things that like hard walls this team, and if he just sacked that, we would have been able to basically just, you know, spam Hydro Pump, spam Bisharp to win the game. Oh, that sucks. I'm very sad about that, but oh well, that's what we can do about it. What is nice is like he kind of has to, he doesn't have to sack something here, right? But anything he switches into is going to take a ton of damage. Like, this is going to be 2 KO'd. Easily. Unfortunately, my most accurate move is Fire Blast. We do land, though. He can go back out into Ditto if he wants to. I do not have a Fire Blast switch in, or else I would definitely switch, but we're able to take care of that Mon. I'm actually going to go... I actually will go Bisharp and attempt to Sucker Punch him, because if he lets me set up a Swords Dance, that's really bad for him. If he does end up going Rotom, fair enough. I will click Throat Chop, though. If he's bulky, there's a chance that I outspeed him, and I want the damage off onto this. I feel like he'd Volt Switch anyway, because I can go Ferrothorn. He does. And I don't necessarily need health on this Mon all that much. He does go Dragapult. Obviously, you're going to set up a sub or do some goofy stuff. I don't think you Fire Blast me. As we're able to hit the Rotom again, and we're going to be able to go for Throat Chop again, basically picking something off. Which is great. Excellent, we're able to get rid of the Rotom. Depending on what he goes into, I will save this. He goes Ferrothorn. And I'll go my own Ferrothorn just to get up rocks, as he does the same. I could have SD'd in his face, but either way, me getting up rocks ensures that the Ditto dies upon switch in. His Darmanitan's going to be taking a lot of chip. So yeah, we'll get up our rocks here, and we'll see what he wants to do. Again, getting rid of this thing would have been huge. I really wish I had landed that Fire Blast, but again, nothing we can really do about it now. My Gardevoir is looking very good versus his team as well. Again, had Ferrothorn not been there, you know, would have been even better, but nothing we can do about it. Let's just click Power Whip as he reveals the Fire Blast. Unfortunate, but this does allow us to go Inteleon. And I will U-turn on out as he stacks his Ditto. Fair enough. So, because that's Specs, I'm inclined to believe that this is Scarf. Because his Rotom wasn't Scarf, obviously. Toxtricity could have been anything. I don't know. I don't know what his Ditto is, or his Darmanitan is. We'll have to figure that out. I think I am going to put Mystical Fire on Gardevoir instead of Healing Wish. So I like to have my attacking moves first and then my non-attacking moves, though. He's going to go Dragapult. I'll still click U-turn here. He does click Shadow Ball. That is going to be able to knock us out. However, we can go Gardevoir. And I think I'll just click Moonblast. Obviously, he can go Ferrothorn on, you know, the obvious play, but I feel like he might fear me to have Mystical Fire, so he won't make that play. But no, he goes hard Ferrothorn, and I have to essentially just sack a Pokemon right now. I'll go Dougie as he ends up knocking me off. Okay, I'm actually gonna Memento because that offers me the opportunity to potentially go Bisharp and do things. I mean, obviously he can, you know, have Leech Seed and whatnot, but is there any knockoff? Maybe he doesn't. We're gonna see, though. Let's see. No, so he actually just clicks knockoff again. So I will SD up again in that case. Yeah, because now I can throw Chop at +4. It will, I think it'll knock him out. This is a very hard hit. I have 1047 attack. Or alternatively, he stacks 2 Pokemon to bring back out Ferrothorn. Ideally, he stacks this, because that's like the only thing that gives us a chance if Darmanitan is Banded, not Scarf. Oh, I really can't believe the game just let him... Like, he was throwing his Ferrothorn away, and he ended up just dodging the hit. I really couldn't tell you why he went Ferrothorn in the first place, but... Either way, hopefully he lets it die here. Does he know my item yet? Because if he doesn't know my item, he might stay in, because if I'm not Life Orb, I don't die to Life Orb hits, obviously. So he stays in. That actually ate, which I'm very impressed by. And now we basically just have to Moonblast. I'm trying to think, could I have done anything? I think I could have actually gone Gardevoir and Healing Wished up my Bisharp. That would have been the smarter play, now that I think about it. He doesn't even have Leech Seed, which is incredible, but we're gonna get out of here. We lose regardless. I should have Healing Wished up my Bisharp at that point. I forgot, I just changed it on the team builder, so I forgot that I had it, but obviously that's still my bad. Our opponent, also running Ferrothorn, but also a team that does get destroyed by Charizard to an extent. The Dragon here kind of deals with it. But either way, Dougie has a field day versus his team, honestly. And I will lead with it. I'll actually lead Inteleon, because I feel like he may lead Chandelure. You know, he leads Ferrothorn. Either way, I'm going to go hard Charizard. I'm not even going to U-turn. Not going to reveal it yet. And what I can do here is reveal the max Airstream, because he's going to take a ton. I'm going to attempt to max Knuckle. He does stay in. Okay, that's my bad. I was hoping he would go out into something like Dracozolt, which obviously did not end up happening, but either way, we can max Airstream again, kill something. I was hoping he would go hard into something else to stack it. I don't like, you know, like he would keep Chandelure around, but this play didn't really lose me all that much. Now he goes hard Dracozolt, but we are +2. And I think if we land this Focus Blast, maybe we're good. Let's see. No, it doesn't kill, but we get him very close, and we dodge the Bolt Beak, which is even better for us. So I'm going to click Fire Blast here and knock him out. We're going to put in a lot of work versus his team, ideally. He can go Hatterene and eat 1 hit. He can go Gyarados and eat 1 hit, but either of those I would love the damage on. We also are in a really good spot with our Bisharp, because Grimmsnarl, if he's running Spirit Break, will always give us the boost. He does go out into Grimmsnarl. I will click Fire Blast. If he T-Waves me, so be it. He actually sets up Late Screen. So I'm actually going to go Bisharp, as he does end up going hard Gyarados. Fair enough. And I will click a Throat Chop on this. This prevents him from setting up, as he knocks me out with the Max Quake, which I was not expecting him to run, which is a little unfortunate. However, we do have Banded Dugtrio in the back, which I am basically forced to go out into. This isn't going to kill, but this is going to put it in range of Scarf Gardevoir. Or at the very least, if he airstrikes, which he does. No, he does. Wait, yeah, he does. He airstreams, so he's faster than me. I can go Ferrothorn, and I can click Protect here. It'll go through Protect, obviously, but then he's, you know, I wall it for the most part. Yeah, so here I can go for a Leech Seed. In fact, I'm just going to straight up Power Whip, in case he goes Hatterene for whatever reason. So he does end up going for the Earthquake. We are able to land our Power Whip, however, and we'll get rid of the Gyarados. That's great. That's the biggest threat to my team gone. Charizard still puts in a decent amount of work versus his team. He goes Hatterene. I have no more use for this Pokemon, so I will let it die, as he reveals to be Life Orb. I will live a hit from this, or I should, as long as it's not Shadow Ball. So I'm going to go this, and I'm just going to click Moonblast to get some chip onto this Mon, as he ends up revealing the Trick Room. So he's Life Orb Trick Room. as he clicks Dazzle. This is going to hurt. And we do put him in Life Orb, which is nice, though. Because there is a chance that Charizard can win this game, so... Obviously, we drop to that. But again, I will go into Charizard as he sends out Ferrothorn. Great for me. I can click Fire Blast. He does go for Seeds, but obviously we are able to live that. And with Chandelure, I assume being Scarf. I don't believe he has a way to win. Maybe. I could be wrong, obviously, because he goes for Light Screen. I will switch to Inteleon. I don't know what this Mon is. He's running the Prankster set. Okay. I mean, obviously, but... I'll spam Surf here. I have no ways to set up aside from this, so... I spam Surf. This prevents him from going out into his Chandelure. This should also prevent him from spamming Shadow Ball, because if he Scarf Shadow Ball, I should live. Which we do, and Inteleon is going to clutch up this game. Whew. I'll be honest, even though we've taken like 1 or 2 L's this live, this is the best that I've done with Inteleon, like, by far. I think definitely changing up the team helped. We see another Ferrothorn. That's 3 Ferrothorns in a row. I remember... I think most of us can agree Dynamax is kind of busted. I think it can be kind of fun, but I think, again, most people kind of understand it's pretty busted. I don't understand how some people's logic for wanting to keep it is it's not over-centralizing. I see Dragapult on like 30% of teams, at least. I see Ferrothorn on like every team. Ferrothorn, I don't think you can help that. I think Ferrothorn's going to be like one of the better Pokemon this gen anyway, because of its typing. Like, it's always been good, and then there's like very few alternatives to it right now. But like, it's required for so many things. Like, Rain is busted and, you know, incredibly over-centralizing. But I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Looking at his team, Dougie is basically useless. Like, literally. Like, this thing's role is going to be to attempt to Memento something. What is pretty good, though, is I think I'm going to lead Charizard, and I'm just going to Dynamax Max Flare, like, immediately. And by Dynamax, I mean Gigantamax. I still don't know what his signature move is. I should probably get on that, but... Either way, yeah, we get up the Sun, and I doubt Barraskewda kills. I'm double power, and I'm in the Sun now. And what do you have to go into this? Like, I'm pretty sure that's Specs Mantine on this team. Specs or Life Orb with Swift Swim. He is going to go hard Barraskewda, but I have the Max Overgrowth. So, like, you can hit me with your Dynamax Water move right now, but I don't think it's going to kill me. And this might kill you in return. It does. That's fantastic. That's the biggest threat to my team gone. Just immediately. If he goes Mantine, I will max Guard to Scout. Because this Mon is still very useful versus his team. Yeah, he does go Mantine. I do not have a non-attacking move. Haha. LOL. But either way, I think we can just go Ferrothorn on what I assume to be like a Hydro Pump, as he does click that. And here I'll just get up Rocks. He's probably going to go his own Ferrothorn, but either way I don't really mind all that much. If he wants to Dynamax now, he can. And I think I'll Seed, because he ends up going Conk. And I do have a Gardevoir. I don't want to go Guard, but like I also don't really have that much of a choice. Ideally, I live the Earthquake if he goes for that. No, he ends up going for Drain Punch, which I think is perfectly fine. And now I'm going to... The rain's about to end, so I'm going to pull a double out into my Charizard, expecting his Ferrothorn to want to come in. I doubt you stay in with a Gardevoir in your face. Well, alternatively, I can Moonblast and then go Zard, but I would rather keep pressure on so that he doesn't get up Rocks. He does end up making that switch to Ferrothorn. I will Fire Blast. I don't mind him going Pelipper, because this is going to give me a 100% accurate Hurricane, which is going to hit something hard. Again, if that's offensive Mantine, which it should be, it's going to do a ton. And he actually just ends up stacking his Pelipper. So as soon as Rain is gone, outside of Dynamax, outside of Max Liquid or whatever the hell, we're good. I really don't want to go Ferrothorn here on what I expect to be a Hurricane. Bisharp is still valuable. You know, I said Dougie's useless, so I'm just gonna throw it in the garbage. Goodbye, Dougie. I could trick his Swiss, or I could trace his Switzerland to get damage off onto this, which would be a big brain play, but I think I'm just gonna play it slow and, you know, go my Ferrothorn. Did he defog us some? No, I didn't put, I did, what? Did I get up rocks at any point? Well, I'm gonna Seed here as he stays in and goes for the Hurricane. We do take it. And here I'll get up rocks. I don't want to protect on his potential switch to Conk, as he does end up just Hurricaning again. We do not hit ourselves, which is very important, and we're going to protect here. This is also really nice, because unless his, unless his Conkeldurr is defog, which it gets now, which is still hilarious to me, we should be good. I think I'll protect again, as we end up hurting ourselves. That actually might have been a misplay. Nope, it is not. Cool. I was going to say it might have been a misplay because we might go down this turn, but thankfully we don't, and we are going to land the next Protect. He's letting his Mantine get weaker and weaker, which is fantastic, because now not only can he miss his Hurricanes, but not only can he miss his Hurricanes, but which he does, which is hilarious, but also yeah, I forget what I was trying to say, honestly. I'm sorry. Sorry, boys. I will just Power Whip here, because he does. I should have protected, but I didn't expect him to potentially risk, you know, being in range of rocks. Either way, I forget what I was saying completely. I was just talking, and everything slipped to me. So he's gonna go Mimikyu. I'm gonna Power Whip to break this thing's disguise, and after I break his disguise, he will be in range of Sucker from my Bisharp. He's actually sub on Mimikyu. Sub leftovers. Okay. I will click Power Whip again as he actually Swords Dances up. And he gets hurt by Disguise now. That's a new thing. I'll Whip again. Obviously could be Dynamax. As he ends up sneaking for whatever reason. I guess he didn't have Shadow Claw, which essentially seals up the game as long as we land a Fire Blast. Conk comes out. We're just going to Whip. He can knock us out with the Drain Punch if he wants to. I will go Charizard first and attempt to land a Fire Blast. Be real neat if I could. He's going to Mock. It's not going to knock us out. We do miss, unfortunately. However, I can save this and I can go right out into Gardevoir on the Mock. And now I can double out to Charizard on the Ferrothorn switch. Do I even need to? I mean, I'm gonna anyway. No, I'm not. Why did I do that? Guys, I was totally ready to double into Charizard, and then I just didn't. So I'm going to go Inteleon. Unfortunately, it's just the weakest Link by far right now. I'll click Ice Beam. Maybe if he freezes, you know, that'll be cool. That'll be something that's cool. No, he's just going to get up rocks, which I don't care about. My Charizard is Tim's. Gonna Beam. Doesn't do anything there. I feel like he protects here, but there's also like no reason for me to risk my Charizard. You know, Inteleon, you actually did pretty good here. So I'm gonna go Gardevoir. I'm gonna Mystical Fire. That should be enough to knock him out. We are pretty strong. There's something I didn't even think about with Gardevoir as well. With Rain running around everywhere, you can trace Swift Swim on things and be fast to them. Not Barraskewda, obviously, but you can be fast in things like Mantine. You can be faster than things like Seismitoad if they're running that in the rain. So that's pretty cool. Either way, I'm going to get one more. We've been going for about half an hour now. So we'll just do one more. Hopefully it's a short one. I'd rather not face stall. I've seen some Pyukumuku stall teams going around, which have been really annoying to deal with. I actually want to do a live with Pyuku. Something along the lines of like Psych Up Baton Pass. I think that's still legal. I want to say it's still legal. I don't remember them banning Baton Pass at any point. I know they banned Shadow Tag, which is fantastic, but I don't remember that. My opponent is running Webs plus, I assume, Banded Darm and Surfetched, which is cool. I respect it. However, I also respect the fact that you lose to this Pokemon in particular. I'm clicking Max Flare. I don't give a heck, dude. How much is doing? Enough, basically. I'm gonna max Airstream as well now, just to get the +1 speed, which I need. Yeah, I'll click that. Because it's not going to kill, more than likely. Actually, will it kill? No, it's the same base power, so it's not going to kill, but I don't mind all that much. He actually goes hard Araquanid and gets yeeted to the stratosphere, so things are going well for us right now. He has to be Scarf Excadrill to even hit us with Rock Slide. I don't know if it's even going to knock us out. Probably will. We're not particularly bulky, but either way, there's a chance. But the fact he's not going out to it, it's pretty nice. Obviously, he could be Sash, but I don't mind breaking the Sash on that either. This is dead. Just instantly. Goodbye. Do we have one more turn to Gigantamax or no? We do not. Okay, that's fine. Also, by the way, we're solar power on this, which is why we're doing so much. We definitely have Speed U. And I click Fire Blast and you die as long as we land. I mean, he's going to Dynamax, but I think they're still dead. Yeah. Dude, what was I was telling, like, what was I saying earlier? Like, this mon is actually, like, really good right now. He's going to go Heliolisk. I'll click it again. Yeah, you're dead. I assume you were dry skinned, which means you die to that easily. We don't have the solar power up anymore, but it's not going to matter. We're Surfetched and Excadrill. And boys and girls, and everything else, you just witnessed a regular Charizard. I mean, technically it has Gigantamax, but, you know, no Mega Stone. So a regular Charizard 6-0ing a team. I'm so glad to see Charizard put in work, because this is all that any Pokemon fan would complain about with Sword and Shield. Like, oh, why are they adding Charizard? They're pandering to the masses. This is the biggest inconvenience in my life. Oh. And they played the shit out of the games anyway. So that's going to be it for this live. I do hope you all enjoyed. Inteleon definitely with the first game, putting in a lot of work. Like I said, I think it's kind of situational right now. I think it has potential versus some teams, but it really struggles versus others. Either way, it put in work. Charizard definitely put in work. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy Showdown content or Pokemon content in general. We're going to be doing a lot of Showdown lives from this point on, as well as some other Pokemon content going forward. So thank you much for watching, and I'll see you next time.